G'day guys, Josh here, and we're going to go through today on what is the big issue of Diablo 4 at the moment, and why are so many players leaving to go play other ARPG games, or other games in particular. First of all, we have to go through what Diablo 4 is. Diablo 4 is an ARPG game, a hack and slash game, where basically the players will go through various adventures trying to do certain tasks, and in this game particularly you have a campaign to stop Lilith, but then what do you do after the initial campaign? Well, you can increase the difficulty by going to the various statues and stuff like that. And this is where the main problem actually occurs with the game. So, the main problem with the game is what is the end game content? So, basically, you can upgrade the world tier by going to the statue in Kivashed, which is down here. So, there's a statue here which you can upgrade the world tier. And when you get to the world tier, you get the new areas being Helltides and various other areas. You also get a new thing called Nightmare Dungeons. As you guys can see here, you can do higher tiers. And last but not least, when you get to the highest area, basically level 100, you can go to the capstone dungeon of Uber Lilith. Now, while I'm thinking that, you're probably thinking being like, okay, so is that it? Is that all the end game content? Some people will mention that it's class balance that's killing this game. And I'm going to say no, it's not class balance that's killing this game. There are plenty of ARPGs out there that have horrible class balance and a lot of underutilized specs and classes. And some people play these off-meta classes and specs, okay? I'll give you one example. Deadeye and Lost Ark, okay? No one plays it, hardest class, but some people still play it and still enjoy it to this maximum because you can dole out a lot of damage for a lot more effort. And Lost Ark is not dead because Deadeye is underutilized, okay? Just like Diablo 4 is not dead because Barb and Sorcerer are awful and underutilized. And the patch of 1.1.0 didn't kill the game, even though a whole bunch of YouTubers said, this is going to kill the game. It didn't kill the game, okay? What is killing this game is the first issue in particular where I mentioned it a few moments ago, is that what else is to do after you kill over Lilith? Well, Nightmare Dungeons, it's just rifts all over again in Diablo 3. You got other comparable ARPGs where they can compare to Chaos Dungeons, I guess Abyssal Dungeons and Lost Ark. You got probably maps and Path of Exile as well. And you think about it, you'd be like, wait a second, Then you got Uber Lilith, which is basically Guardian raids, and Path of Exile have the Maven and stuff like that as well for the unique boss fights, and also they have the arena at the end of the maps. And you're sitting there being like, yeah, wait a second, where's Diablo's Legion raid content, the group content in the game, like the content where you have to form a group to do it? And you can pretty see really quickly there's no group end game content whatsoever. So people can actually solo play the game to the maximum level and then yeet off to another game. And that's pretty much it. And with most ARPGs, someone's going to mention it's the same thing over and over again. Yeah, it is the same thing over and over again. But the problem is there's no group end game content for players to stay around and stick there, okay? Let's compare it to Lost Ark of Legion raids. There are a lot of group content, being Abyssal Dungeons, being Guardian raids, if you want to do those as well, Legion raids in particular, and a large majority of mechanics in those areas as well. And say with Path of Exile, you could run that very, very well in group content as well. Some content does require a group as well to get past and get progressed through. And yeah, this is why I think basically Diablo 4 is struggling at the moment, is that it doesn't have the end game content that it needs.